Okay guys, I only have one word to preview this video. Alsyvox, one of my favorite cost no object brand speakers. Got the line source, open baffle, like a Maggie on steroids, all the advantages of pistonic driver speakers, but in that line source, open baffle nature. I think you're gonna enjoy the music clips, so enjoy. Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're just here to see and hear basically the Alsyvox speakers at Rick Brown's house, go ahead and jump ahead. I'll have a chapter. What I wanted to do in this little intro is catch you up with housekeeping because I'm getting a lot of emails of different ilk. When are you doing this? When are you doing that? You promised this. I tried to get everything out as time is allowing, and now is a little dead period before the next show. So I got out in the last video the Jim's acapella spherons music clips, and one little takeaway I wanted to remind you guys: if you just watched that video and didn't watch any of the videos where the owner himself, Jim, talks about his goals, it's important to understand that, because that's one of the reasons why I featured this system. It's not because that room and that gear would be my choice for $1 million or $2 million, but it is, I can definitely see why he chose it and why Rick Brown was the right guy to put that system together. Because one thing you realize in this hobby is that some people are just forever on a gear merry-go-round and they never really understand what it takes to get what they want. You know, they just constantly want to change gear. They never understand setup, room treatments, measurements matter, and then they never get to that ultimate performance level. And then people go to their house and they're like, they spent all this money for that? Now, Jim totally understands if people come to his house and don't like it. He even sets up little SU speakers, HSU speakers for people, and some people may prefer that over his acapella spheron. He acknowledges that. But for his goals, which he goes to a lot of Beethoven concerts, he likes classical music, he's trying to recreate that atmosphere in his home. And unless you sit in that room, until you do, you really don't understand that, yes, he is achieving that goal. Yes, there's a little more reverb and echo, but if it's further time delayed than a certain point, you realize, especially if you understand measurements and impulse response and those kind of things, that your brain processes certain types of reverb and echo differently depending on its time delay from the initial signal. And so the imaging is not that corrupt, especially when you're close listening. Now, it still gives you that ambience, but it's a very intoxicating system to be in. I wouldn't make knee-jerk conclusions just from hearing people talk in that room, but it's not for everybody. And that's one of the key takeaways in this hobby. Each one of us is going to have our own little flavor profile, and it's important to get the right people to help you get that system right. There's so many people that just knee-jerk say, oh, this brand is better than that brand, or this brand goes with that brand. It's far more complex than that, guys. Anybody giving you those kind of arbitrary things, this is the best DAC, this is the best speaker, this is the best, they really are just acknowledging their primitive understanding of how things work. It's about listening to the goals, knowing the room, knowing the taste profile, and creating a system for that. And so it's a good transition to today's video because it's at Rick Brown's house, who is the guy that worked with Jim to create that system. Jim prior had like 6 systems in his house. You know, he has an unlimited budget basically, but he was never happy with these cost no object gears. He's owned everything, things that other people say is the best. He's owned it, but it wasn't the best to him. And so what Rick did separately is understand what his goals were, what type of music he listens to, what the room was going to do, and put together a system that achieved his goal. Did so well that in his second system in his house, it's basically a baby system of that system. Now, for Rick, who also has had the best gear, he hasn't pivoted in many years from his Tidal speakers, but the Alsyvox, that's something that I knew he was going to like because I had heard him about 10 years ago and at Rocky Mountain, and they had become my favorite. But at the shows, you never get the full potential of them. But he was able to get a demo pair at his house, and he instantly fell in love with them. And he's also sold a pair to Jim for his smaller pool room system. So I'll be going back out there to photograph and video that install. But in the interim, I want you to hear what we went through a month ago at Rick's house when we did the gear walkthrough. Make sure you watch that video if you're interested. You're going to hear now the Alsyvox in Rick's room. And I think you're going to enjoy and see why he preferred it since then to the T-Doll that he had before. And even since I left, he had the owner of Alsyvox come out and even do some more tweaking. So now I got to go back out there again to hear it again. But I think you're going to really enjoy these music clips. Also, while I'm on the intro topic, again, you can jump ahead. I want to get some housekeeping out the way. I'm so far behind. I've been getting emails. Well, why haven't you finished this video? What about my do-it-yourself sub? Yes, I still have to do a video on that. Yes, headphone module for Bach. A lot of people have been asking me about this. I moved my headphone rig in here. You will not believe that module, what it does. I don't want to spoil that. But I also have a Zoom with Edgar going through the audio ORC interface, how you can use measurements to get better performance. And again, there's so many people that just don't understand it. And that's fine. I didn't understand it either until even recently. You can be in the hobby 40, 50 years and people never understand this stuff. But once you do, and you have a tool like the Bach where you can compare, oh, the measurements are this in this bin, the measurements are this in this bin, and I can switch on the fly and hear the difference, that's where you start realizing, wow, these do make a difference. These measurements do make a difference. We just had people in my WhatsApp group make small changes based on a tip I shared in the group, and they were getting better spatial cues, better imaging. And again, not a lot of people don't have that innate knowledge. A lot of people never learn this knowledge, never have the tools to do it. But that's the kind of stuff I like to showcase for you. And guys like Rick Brown. And also on that vein, I have these audiophiles I've been featuring in Zooms. Don't overlook their knowledge and their experience, because it's much better than these toxic forums online where there's sock puppet accounts, anonymous accounts, know-it-alls, trolls. You know, it's just a minefield of bad advice. I like to showcase you these people, and these are the kind of people I like to hang out with. It doesn't mean everybody's an expert, but their experience combined with mine and the people that I have access to, like Rick Brown, Steve McCormick, Edgar, you know, one of the most brilliant people on the planet. These are the type of people that will help you get off the gear merry-go-round, get off the wasting money on stuff that doesn't matter, and focusing on things that do matter. And so on that end, not so much housekeeping of what I'm behind on, but I'm also going to be getting this week the potpourris. They're going to be here. Now, I'm not selling these, so don't ask me how much for these. I'm going to keep them because I'm going to create even more rooms in this house and also my Airbnb. But I'm going to have the potpourris in this spot soon to test them out. Also, Isoacoustic is sending me footers for the potpourris, so I can continue that series. If you haven't watched all my videos on Isoacoustics, the demos at the shows, now I'm going to be able to test it in-house. And I've got measurements at my room that I can control. So that's going to be really cool. Stuff with Fire Blues coming soon. Oh, another great Zoom with Blue Jeans cable. Blue Jeans connection quality. You're going to love this video. In fact, I have video from one of my members making this one tip change improved his performance from being broken to working. So I got a lot of stuff that's going to be coming down the pipe, hopefully between now and the next show. So stay tuned, sign up, subscribe, and I'll see you back here soon.
Sometimes I wonder why I spend the lonely night dreaming of a song. The melody haunts my reverie, and I am once again with you. When our love was new, and each kiss an inspiration, but that was long ago. And now my constellation is in the stardust of a song beside the garden wall. When the stars are bright, you are in my arms. The nightingale tells his fairy tale of paradise where roses grew. Though I dreamed in vain, in my heart there always will remain remain my stardust melody, the memory of love's refrain. Though I dream in vain, in my heart there always will remain my stardust melody, the memory of love's refrain. Though I dream in vain, in my heart there always will remain my stardust melody, the memory of love's refrain. Thank